1v1, Fedrid Folly, blue side. We've got Tex as a Commisar Lord. Why are we getting Deathcore of Krieg sounds? Must be a bug. Anyway, a melee commander with good offense and support begins with an energy shield, hence his low hit points. And up against on the red side is Toilailee, plays a Techmarine, good DPS, starts off in range combat, good utility as well, can build structures and repair and deal with vehicles quite nicely. This is Blood Ravens, and Toilailee has triple scouts. Double already up and a third on the way. Tex with double guardsmen into a sentinel and quadruple scouts from Toilailee. This is the contested victory point in the southeast. Commisar Lord puts his shield up to tank that bolt of fire from the scouts, which isn't really a lot. Natural victory points in the west and the north, quite close to each other. Here is that sentinel tier 1 vehicle that can decap points but cannot cap them. Will not last long if we have a sniper build from Toilailee. Will it even be able to stomp a scout squad? If Toilailee's paying attention, I suppose he can stomp the Techmarine quite nicely. There's a 2-to-1 for Tex. Double scouts peppering away at the sentinel, but they don't do a lot of damage with their bolters. But here comes a third scout squad and the Techmarine, and that is some decent damage to this sentinel. Commisar Lord trying to get in, puts up his shield, tanks some damage, ties some things up, but he is forced off. There's the 2-to-1 steal for Tex. Looks like the scouts were forced off eventually by the guardsmen trying to force melee on them there, but they got their sergeant up and made them flee. Other squad without a sergeant so far. What are we going to see from Tex? Does he know there are 4 scout squads? I suppose he must. There's the 1-to-1. Scouts capping up.
Structure under attack. A power node.
No sign of anything for his scouts. He's building gens and putting up a very, very spiteful tarantula turret here. 499, 453. We have some ops chat to suffer through. Tarantula turret starts firing on the power node just because it can't see anything else. Guardsman repairing the sentinel. Very strange opening to the game so far. Quadruple scouts into a turret. What is it going on? Sentinel can't really do anything, would take so much damage if it tried to get close or in behind the turret. It's going to have to go all the way around. It's quite a good place to put it. 494, 451. And we have some spotters on the way for Tex. Now, will that smoke shell reduce the range of the turret? I assume it will. Almost taking down the Commisar Lord. There's a stomp, and he does get a stomp on the shotgun scouts. Guardsmen there shooting away with their las guns. These guys are going to force melee combat on them. There we go. 494, 434. Sentinel is there though. These scouts are going to lose a model soon. Here comes another scout squad. What's this Sentinel up to? Now the Techmarine weighing in with his default bolt, which is pretty damn powerful. 494, 423. There's the 2-to-1 steal for Tex, and there's the stomp on the Techmarine, knockback stun and a little bit of damage. And now he's forcing melee on the guardsman. Toilailee has the contested. There's still a turret on Tex's natural power. He keeps rebuilding that node. Here are the artillery spotters. Call in an off-map mortar shell. They can also call in a smoke shell and an incendiary shell in tier 2 if you upgrade them. Really good at dealing with ranged blobs and shutting down setup teams and turrets. And now he's going to flame it down with guardsmen. Nicely done. 494, 398. But how are the spotters going to do now against a bunch of scouts? And here are Devastators. Setup team with a heavy bolter going to set them right in the face of these spotters. Tex taking his time retreating those guys. 1-to-1 now. Commisar Lord being suppressed by the Devastators, but he gets the Sentinel in there for a stomp. Unfortunately, you can't force melee combat with your Sentinel, so you've got no way to tie things up with it, per se. He's just snuck in behind the firing up there. 486, 398, and another turret. Or did he save it? I think he saved it. Wow. There's the mortar shell, and here is the smoke shell, and now the turret will certainly goes down. Down it goes for sure, and generators go up. Well, that was pretty annoying, and Toilailee is going to get a triple cap here. 461, 398. Quad scouts into devastators and turrets. Toilailee, kind of known for his weird Space Marine builds. He's gone triple tactical marines and quad tactical marines and stuff in the past. Squad scouts, and he's got 2 of them with shotguns. 1 on the way. Techmarine still with no war gear. I assume he's going to go tier 2 with this, maybe get a dreadnought. Techs shooting up. Devastators takes a model there. Now these guys will set back up. There's a stomp on the Techmarine. Heavy bolter not firing. There we go. 401, 398. There's a triple cap for Toilailee. Techmarine just about gets out of there. Devastators in a bit of a risky place. They don't have a lot of health. There's the smoke shell. Look at the range decrease for those devastators, and they retreat out. 378, 398. Tier 2 for everyone. What's going on here? Scouts capping up and being annoying, hitting this contested power. Tex has 3 gens up over 2 power points, and there's a 4th. Looks like they're going to lose this node. Toilailee will probably try to steal it. Those scouts in retreat. What are we going to see in tier 2 here? Devastators reinforcing. Commisar Lord still level 1, no war gear. Techmarine also still level 1, no war gear.
So the generator is online.
Here comes a Sentinel to harass these scouts. It's woefully inaccurate with its multi-laser, as you can see. Does a reasonable amount of DPS, but nothing spectacular, and completely missed with that stomp. 340, 395. Now getting chased down by double shotgun scouts. Look at the damage they're doing. There's a shotgun blast on the guardsman. Trying to melee down this sentinel, and down it goes. There's a basilisk flare, reducing the range by 50%, I believe it is, of everything inside it, including allies. That's a global ability of the Commisar Lord, and now he's flanking round into these devastators. Does not have the power sword though, since there was only 1 heavy infantry squad on the field with these devastators. 340, 375 otherwise. A pretty solid choice versus Space Marines, I think, for the Commisar Lord. Takes one down. Actually does very reasonable damage with his auto pistol, the Commisar Lord. And he's not shooting guardsmen in the head with it in a way. 340, 373. Can he get another model off these guys? Almost did. Can he melee charge and smack another? He started to charge there. Wow, scouts getting flamed up. Techs pushing power. There are the artillery spotters missing with their shell. Looks like they're getting their incendiary shells right now. Also buffs the damage of the main mortar shell, but they do share a cooldown. You can't drop all 3 shells at once. 327, 373. Smoke shell though remains on a separate cooldown. Those devastators getting owned by the Commisar Lord. He must have leveled, yes, he's halfway through level 2. 321, 373. Techmarine trying to shoot up spotters even, but they retreat out. And don't lose the model. Chimera on the field for Tex, and Toilailee has a dreadnought on the way. Are we going to see a las cannon, or maybe a multi-melter dreadnought? I think he'll just keep it in melee combat. We do have a Techmarine, so could get melter gun and orbs, and all of a sudden be incredibly dangerous to vehicles. Now he's seen the Chimera. Does that change his choice with regards to the dreadnought? It looks like it doesn't. 304, 373. Techmarine runs away. Support vehicle for Imperial Guard can transport and reinforce allied infantry. Also allows you to shoot out of it with garrisoned units inside, using those laser turrets that you see on the side there, and bring a pretty decent amount of fire support against infantry if you put a bunch of stuff inside it. 295, 373, and here is the Space Marine Dreadnought with those 2 close combat weapons. Really kicks ass. 100 DPS heavy melee with a splash and a flamer, and he's going for the assault cannon. So Yes, las cannon to try and deal with the Chimera. There's a shotgun blast. No grenades on these scout squads. I suppose it's not really worth trying to spike guardsmen unless you can wipe the squad, killing them. It doesn't really hurt your opponent's economy all that much. Everything reinforcing of this Chimera here. Las cannon gets smoke shelled, and here comes that dreadnought with that assault cannon. Huge amount of DPS to single targets of infantry, and has the awesome barrage. I think it was just trying to smack the Chimera with the remaining close combat arm. Retains 73 heavy melee DPS, I believe it is, but does lose the splash damage when you give it a ranged weapon. Also retains the inspiration on a melee kill. Techmarine trying to cap Tech's natural, which he's not too pleased about, and we have a Xenos Power Claw on the Commisar Lord, 85 DPS heavy melee, well near enough. And it looks pretty badass. 274, 369. Las cannon hitting gens. Very powerful anti-vehicle weapon, also snares targets. But as you can see, we'll do a pretty decent job versus structures as well. And Ogryns on the field for Techs. Line breaker unit with heavy melee, so they will rip apart anything. These guys are super heavy infantry, so they take a lot of reduced damage from piercing weapons, which is what this assault cannon is actually. But it does so much piercing damage that it's still going to be pretty dangerous to those Ogryns. But those scouts with their bolters are going to pretty much tickle the Ogryns. There's double shotguns to suppress them though. There's that Xenos Power Claw taking down a scout. Shotgun blast doesn't knock him down because the shield is up, but does suppress. And Stubbornness is on the field. 268, 365. Dreadnought now being tied up by the Ogryns, but we have a plasma gun Techmarine, and that thing hurts so much versus heavy and super heavy infantry. Is he going to get Signum as well? 257, 365. Commisar Lord levels up as he retreats. He's level 3. Techmarine is level 2. We have triple gens up for Toilailee and just one generator and a repurchase of the node for Techs. 246, 265. Quite evenly balanced game so far as it stands. Ogryns will try to take on the Dreadnought perhaps alongside that Commissar Lord in next engagement. We'll see if he can pull it off. Chimera should have the mobility, I think, to avoid the las cannon. 229, 265, a whole bunch of dead stuff here. Guardsman with a Commissar leader now, and Dreadnought trying to get in retreat path for a kill. There we go. And you see the inspiration buff now. Those yellow buff circles on the scouts and on that Techmarine. Commisar Lord, is he going to go after it? Where are the Ogryns at? They're coming out of base now. This Dreadnought needs to be careful. Las cannon can't really hit small targets such as most infantry. What are the Ogryns doing? I think they were going straight after the Devastators there, but the Dreadnought getting in their way, and now they turn on, and here comes that Commissar Lord. Not sure why he backed off there. He was going to go and try and harass the scouts. Should have stayed closer, I think, to the Dreadnought. 188, 265. Assault Marines on the field by Toilailee, and they get their sergeant, so they have Merciless Strike now. You saw the disruption from their jump. They can't really take on an Ogryn squad though in single combat, and there's a barrage from the Dreadnought. Are we going to see a melter bomb from these guys as well? Toilailee has a heck of a lot of red here. 161, 365. He's lost 2 of his scout squads, that's why. Chimera doesn't have a lot of health, needs some repairs. Here's a 12-man guardsman squad to do so. The other one also fully upgraded. And double Ogryns for Techs. Now, when was the last time you saw this? Used to see it quite often in retail. I remember Edger running it with a Lord General with Vox Operator, instantly reinforcing those double Ogryns, which was pretty nasty. I've not seen it for a very long time though. Lascannon Devastators, what are they up to? Just gonna set up any old way. Commisar Lord level 3. Haven't seen him go up against this Dreadnought. Toilailee has used this thing well, been aggressive when he's needed to, and kept it around when threatened by those Ogryns, but now we have double Ogryns, and will he be able to stand against that? He has no shotguns on his scouts. Both of the squads he lost were the shotgun squads. The Assault Marines for me was a strange choice. I thought he was going to go for another Devastator squad, but we'll see. Maybe he's going to use them to take down those very annoying spotters once and for all. Chimera flanking around. 148, 337. Devastators forced off. This is a bad engagement for Toilailee. Ogryns charging in with Use Your Head, given to them by their boned leader. They've lost a model though, and now the Dreadnought's being chased down. Chimera is right there to reinforce these Ogryns if they need it. He's just going to run all the way back to base, I think, and there's a triple cap for Tex. Chimera blocking this Dreadnought here, or at least trying to. Dreadnought in turn smacking it on its rear armor, getting big damage spikes. 148, 291. Here comes the other Ogryn squad. Not sure what they were doing. Were they capping something? Don't know. Dreadnought lives. Still level 1, but here comes another Ogryn squad. The Commisar Lord is tying up scouts. Down goes the Chimera. Dreadnought and the Lascannon dealing with it. And now everything going after this Dreadnought. Ogryn squad alongside the Commissar, and it might be done for a couple more hits. 28 hit points. Assault Marines tried to jump in and save it, but he couldn't quite jump far enough, and down goes the Dreadnought right outside the base there. Ouch. And Assault Marines getting owned. Didn't lose a model though. Ogryns in retreat. Commisar Lord just backs off nonchalantly, as if he takes down Dreadnoughts every day. Gonna smack on a generator now. 148, 257, 2-1 cap, and another Dreadnought for Toilailee. Is going to keep this thing in melee. I think he should, with double Ogryns around. 148, 251, and he's got Bionics. Suppose it makes sense with double Ogryns, but I thought he was going to get Signum and mark target them. 148, 244. Techmarine goes down. Assault Marines, ouch, losing our model to the Commisar Lord, and that was a very bad couple of minutes for Toilailee. Excalibur smelled the engagement and went after it hard with double Ogryns, and it paid off. Lost his Chimera, but I don't think he's too bothered taking down a Dreadnought. Now he has another one to deal with.
The generator is online.
Did he see it with the Commisar Lord? I don't think he has seen it. Right now he's keeping it in melee, which gives it the awesome Emperor's Fist. I think a lot of people underestimate how great of an ability that is against melee blobs. 148, 215. But the Commisar Lord happy to go up against it. Level 4, very brave, but is forced off by the Dreadnought. And we have spotters capping, double cap for Tex. Still has a slight VP deficit to make up. Ogryn is trying to cap up the mid. This is a fully matured wreck point for Toilailee. And they're backing away. Next engagement, if we see double Ogryns charging down this Dreadnought, is going to be pretty intense. The Techmarine has repurchased and has Bionics. I really think he should have gone for Signum. Mark target alongside that melee Dreadnought, and that overcharge would have beaten down an Ogryn squad pretty quickly. 148, 158. And he hasn't repurchased shotguns either. 2-ton cap for Tex.
Just need to find an edge.
Map very much in Tex's favour. He's done well, kind of bullying those scouts around with his guardsmen, of which there's only one squad left of scouts, and he still has his double squad leader guardsmen as though up to 12 models, and these guys have plasma guns, level 3. Devastator's up for Toilailee. Are they going to make it to this engagement in time? Here comes the Dreadnought. Double Ogryns. Assault Marines getting forced off and jump away with just one model. And it's gone for the assault cannon again. That is very strange, I think. But what is this? Something looked like it was dropping there, not sure. Is that a drop pod? Whatever happens, it didn't go off. Techmarine's level 3. Very, very surprised. Yeah, what the heck happened? The pod did not drop.
Techmarine is eliminated.
Very strange.
For the Empress.
It would have only reinforced his scouts though, I think, wouldn't it? And yeah, there's the game. Double ogre. Why did he get another assault cannon? Very, very confused by that. Anyway, strange ending to a very strange game. Quadruple scouts. Techs with the more familiar double guardsmen into sentinels, but then these double ogrins came on the field, which you really don't see these days, and caused problems for Toilailee. Some strange choices from him. Didn't really agree with any of the assault cannon choices, but there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.